Hey, welcome everyone to a very special episode of Wizards Outlook. You guys already know what tonight is. It is the NBA draft. Cardinals in Capital One. I think they're just getting to like the end of the first round. It is the slowest first. We're taking the long route through these 30 picks, man. I feel like I've been up 2 hours. He's actually in the building, so I know you feel how long you've been waiting there. Um, it's been a wild night.
Man,
The last what's it called? The last 48 hours been trades galore in the league. That said, you've been in the building tonight. We saw the Wizards move up one spot tonight from 8 to 7 in a trade with Indiana, where they obviously within the trade they selected each other's respective players. Indiana selected Bilal Coulibaly for Washington, and then Washington in return selected Jarris Walker for Indy. In that trade, it seemed like both teams got what they wanted for the price of business. You're just flipping the ones. But you know what? Some people are making fun of Washington for getting those 6 second round picks. Well, they used two of those second round picks to move up one spot tonight, and I think they still got 3 seconds to go tonight as well. But your thoughts? You were in the building when they selected Mr. Koulibaly.
well, I'm not mad at the pick at all, man. I think he's ultra talented. I think he has a lot of upside. As talented as he is right now, I don't think he's close to his ceiling. 6'8", already got a pro body. He's been playing pro against pro caliber players for a while. 7'2" wingspan, and he's a ball hawk, man. He loves to play defense. Watching film on him, um, he has offensive tools, but he's not where he will be. And in some aspects, he's still raw as far as being shifty off the bounce when he's attacking off the bounce. Change your directions a little bit. Getting a mid range post, just being a more savvy scorer. But he can score the ball, especially in transition, especially when he got a straight line drive. He's hard to deal with, man. He can step out and hit a respectable amount of threes, and at a, a fairly efficient rate where you got to run out at him. You ain't gonna just wave him off and just like go shoot that. But his bread and butter right now is his defense and his playmaking. 6'8". I'm gonna get into the quotes when we just interviewed him and whatnot, but those are the two things that definitely stand out, man. And one thing that jumped out during the interview is he feel he can guard point guards to centers. So that kind of tell you where his mindset is. It's kind of like coach, wherever you need me, I'm gonna lock that up. It don't matter. And that's something we haven't seen here. Outside, I guess you could say DeLon Wright. Uh, in a long, long time. So it's refreshing just to hear a young kid who's 18 years old with that mindset coming in already with that. And then obviously, as his offense expands, man, he has the potential to be special. So I'm definitely not mad at the pick, man. Just got to be patient. And now they got a team where, with them rebuilding, so to speak, he's going to have the opportunity to just grow and make mistakes and not have to look over his shoulder because he's playing on a veteran team. He's going to have an opportunity to play through all that. And sometimes the best teacher is experience. You know what I mean? So he's going to learn through trial and error. But, I love his talent, man. When he started making noise a couple months ago, man, just started following because, obviously we know who his teammate is. So, watching those guys, watching him, Victor, and then seeing what he was doing, he definitely jumped out. And, his talent is undeniable, and he jumped a lot of guys in his draft over the last couple months, man. So, I love the fact that he's driven, he's hungry, and he's ready, and he seems excited to be here, man. Ain't like man, I gotta go to the wedding. He just happy to be drafted, which is a breath of fresh air, and I think you see that amongst a lot of international players. Whereas a lot of American players, they kind of feel like it is an obligation, like they would. I'm supposed to be here. They more humble with it. They more, man, I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. I can't wait to get started. It's more of that, and it's refreshing. So, to me, a great pick.
Yeah, I think one of the things you said that speaks volumes. You talk about rising, obviously playing with a superstar teammate. The work he's put in to rise this time of the year, the work jumps out quite a bit. Like you said, we're trying to figure out the direction that the new regime is taking us because everything's still fluid. We don't. There's a
Mhm.
couple things we know are nailed down to the floor, but there's a lot of things. We saw like Chris Paul was here for 12 seconds. A lot of things are fluid right now. I just think it's one of those things where you see how he can fit defensively. and Lord knows it's great to see that part of the game, that part of the floor be prioritized going into it, because we've seen the opposite of that more often than not. We know some of the other. We're talking a little bit about some of the other things that have happened, those other transactions. But hey, look, man, if we know right now you can come in and guard, man, you'll take all the mistakes on the offensive end.
Exactly, and that's the key. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to expect him to come in and set the world off fire offensively, just be a threat. Just make the high IQ plays, which he does. And that's what he has. You see his athleticism with that. So, he's ready to get going, man. And just some quotes from him. He said he's grateful to be in Washington. He said he's talked to the GM, Will Dawkins, and Wes Unseld Jr. a little bit. He said Will Dawkins came to their practice in France, earlier this season, and he's been kind of off and on with Will throughout the time. So you could tell Will's been on him since before he even came here. So when he got the opportunity, you see why he drafted him. He also said he's for sure he's still growing. So his 6'8" frame, it ain't over. Him being 18, so it can get ugly. You can get to 6'9", 6'10". That's a whole totally different ball game. He also said he thinks his playmaking ability and ball handling are things he feels will surprise a lot of people regarding his game. When they asked to break down his game himself, he said he's a two-way player who can play great defense, point guards, two centers. That's key. I want people to remember that when you say guard, point guards, two centers. So you see him on all types of positions during games, don't trip. That's what he's looking to do. He said he has playmaking ability, high IQ, and can score the ball. And he said he models his game after Paul George. Two-way players in the league that can score the ball and play great defense. Those are the guys he tend to look at. And he said he found out he was going to the Wizards when he was on his way to his first interview. He was walking, and some kid yelled out his name and said, "Man, you just got traded to the Wizards." That's how he found out he got traded to the Wizards. And he says the game he's most looking forward to is the game against Victor, obviously. So, there you go. There you have it.
Yeah, and we'll get into this. Again, the roster's still fluid, but some of the things we know. They have other picks tonight, but this is the first pick of this new regime. And again, I'm not mad at it that defense is a big part of it. And we've seen a lot of teams in this league. There's a difference between the teams that switch on defense because they can, and the teams that switch on defense because they don't want to play defense. And to be the teams that switch on defense because they can, you need multiple people that want to work on that end of the floor. I'm also intrigued about the part that he's still growing. Like, if he doesn't continue, that's great. But go ahead, just man.
I mean, obviously, the more height never hurts in basketball. That's always a plus. Unless you're going so fast, your bones can't take it. But that's rare. But yeah, the taller you get, the better. Especially when you have guard skill set, which he does. So as he continues to build on that, you have to make it something special. I would love to see a Paul George caliber player here in DC. That'd be dope. Stay on the floor though, but talent wise, for sure, that'd be dope. I don't think they've ever had one. So it'd be good if he can equate to that down the line.
Right, and that's for the night. Again, we'll regroup again at some point to talk about this draft as a whole. But that's the first pick of the night, first pick of this new regime, and we'll just talk a little bit about how they got here. So we had the Beal trade. That was Washington sending Bradley Beal, Jordan Goodwin, Isaiah Todd to the Suns for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet. The Wizards got 6 second-round draft picks, 2 of which they used tonight to move up one spot. And then 4 first-round pick swaps. The swaps are in 24, 26, 28, and 30. The second rounders are in 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. Then you had the Chris Paul deal, it's a separate deal. Wizards sent Chris Paul to the Warriors for Jordan Poole. The Warriors also sent the Wizards a 2030 protected first-round pick and a 2027 second-rounder. Then another deal that happened, this deal right now was prior to the Chris Paul one. The Wizards were part of a 3-team deal where the Celtics got Porzingis, and then 2023 and 2024 first rounders from Memphis. The Grizzlies got Marcus Smart. The Wizards got Tyus Jones, Danilo Gallinari, Mike Muscala, and a 35th overall pick in tonight's draft, which we'll be using. And I would say shortly, but we know how long stuff's been taking tonight. We don't know when they're going to get to 35. But again, like I said, what do you think about this roster at the moment, which in terms of, again, everything's still fluid, but you went and got Jordan Poole. And again, when I think about the first round selection, yeah, I definitely want to get somebody that's build a strong defensive team around him if he's going to be on the floor. Because we know that was kind of the issue on the end of the floor in his previous stop.
Yeah, I mean, they're going the versatile route, and they got a young player, Jordan Poole, who we know can score, but we know he struggles defensively and playmaking, so to speak. You still got the rookie, Johnny Davis. You still got him. Still got Denny, Kispert. You know what I mean? And obviously Daniel Gafford, along with Shaman or whatnot. So you just got a young core that you're just trying to build around. But, one thing that jumps out is just versatility. Up and down the roster, guys that can play multiple positions and, trying to impact the game. Look, we know what it's going to be, man. We know it's going to be a serious rebuild. It is a serious rebuild. All I'm looking for when I'm watching the plays, one, compete, and just continuously get better throughout the year, kind of like what we saw from the rookie last year. He went from playing and slowly got some minutes, and at the end of the year, he was clicking. So, that's the next step for him. And as long as guys are doing that, you can be happy with what's going on.
And again, we'll see what else this regime has in store in the rest of the night. They got a busy second round. And again, a lot of teams moving because of one of the things to keep in mind. I know fans don't think about it too much. That new CBA kicks in at some point. Not some point, within the next couple of years. Some teams are trying to get ahead of it early. Then you got some teams like you see Washington trying to rebuild, and the other teams trying to retool. But Cardale, thank you for your time tonight. Again, we'll probably regroup this weekend and talk about the draft as a whole. And obviously, we'll talk about it on Tuesday's show. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's been a special edition of Wizards Outlook. I know you got a pressure to get to, so go enjoy that.